Dr. Dayo Olomu to the stage, please.
Thank you very much for that warm welcome. Good afternoon, Doncaster. How are you feeling? Great. I came here yesterday with my lovely wife, and I said, this is such a beautiful city. And we've been given a nice, warm welcome. So I just want to say thank you very much. Let me start with a story. And a quote. It said, and you can write this down, the people who move on in life look for the opportunity they want. If they can't find it, they create them. And that is what I represent. And that is what our sister, Reverend Dolly, represents. She came to this city, beautiful city, a few months ago, a year, and she's been able to do this. And the same story applies to me. Before I continue, I will just give you an overview of what I'll be talking about. It is inventing and controlling your world. And I'm going to change it to rule your world. So how can you rule your world? So I'm changing my topic. It's still the same thing. It's not changing. But before I do that, I just want to thank all our mayors, all our councillors who have been here with us. And I want to say thank you very much. And what I love about this program is that there is something we do in the black community, or the BME community as we call it in UK or BME. We talk more to ourselves. So when we come together, we moan, we complain. And what we need to do is to bring the decision makers into the room so that they can understand our challenges and what we are going through. Our deputy mayor said it earlier on. He said, if you don't bring this to my attention, I will not even know that there's a problem. So thank you for that. Let's show us some love. I'm talking to politicians now before I go into my speech. There is something I've discovered in the equality, diversity, inclusion agenda. Race and faith has gradually drawn from that agenda. And I would like you to bring it back. Because if we are, so that we can make sure that we protect the 9 protected characteristics. Faith and race is very, very important. That's that. I will start with my story, and I will link my story into most of the things I'll be talking about. This is who I am, but I will tell you before I got there. Dayo Olomu, founder of the Dayo Olomu Foundation, chair CIPD South London. CIPD is the people in HR, advisory board member, Southwark Diocese Board of Education. But it did not start there. This is how it starts. Okay. The good thing about technology. Okay, I think it's working now. Yes. I was born in Islington. You don't need to. I was born in Islington many years ago in the 60s. Can anybody guess my age?
24.
24. So I'm enjoying that. In the mid-60s, when my parents came to study, and as a result, I am a long-suffering supporter of Arsenal.
That means you will make heaven.
They say Arsenal supporters will make heaven. I love that. When I was 2 years old, my father died. No. When I was 2 years old, we went back to Nigeria. Because in those days, when our parents come to study, after their education, they will go back. And when I was 7 years old, life took another turn. My father died. And I remember celebrating my 10th birthday at a boat garage in Lagos, selling sweets and biscuits. In fact, we call it pure water. So the Nigerians will understand it, but let me just call it sweet and biscuits. To support my mother, who sold virtually all her personal belongings to send me to college. My father made a mistake, and this is the mistake. In those days, some of our parents, they don't entrust anything to their wife's hand. So, my father's younger brother inherited all his properties. And life was very, very challenging. And when I was 17 years old, I read a quote by Bernard Shaw. He said, the people who move on in life look for the opportunity they want. If they can't find it, they create them. So I started creating my opportunities right there and then. So the first thing I did when I was 17 years old, and you will get this story because they are linked, I get crashed into an album launch. Does anybody know the meaning of the word get crashing? Get crashing means that you... you did what? So what did you say? You are not invited to a party and you decide to go there. So, I get crashed into an album launch in Nigeria when I was 17. And that's how I started my career in the entertainment industry. And when I was 26 years old, I was celebrated as the youngest promotions manager in Nigeria. I was the promotion manager of Polygram Records in those days. Polygram Records is one of the biggest companies. And I became an award-winning artist manager. I won my first award in 1983. Because of the challenges that I experienced when I was growing up, I relocated to England, thinking that being a British citizen, life would be a roller coaster for me. And when I arrived in Stratford, East London, how many people know Stratford, East London? Thank you. I went to the Department of Social Security office to collect my national insurance number. Because I was told that, Dayo, you are British. Why don't you go back to England? Life will be a better place for you. And my friend that invited me said, Dayo, don't worry, you'll be living with us in Stratford. And you'll be earning about £500 per week. And I remember having a send-off party. In those days when you are coming abroad, you have a send-off party. So at that send-off party, I promised people to the tune of £2,000, no, 1,600, that I will send it the following month. I still haven't sent that money. So when I arrived, I discovered that a crook has stolen my identity. He has used it to open a bank account, and he even got married, and I wasn't invited to the wedding. And life became very, very, very challenging. When I say challenging, extremely challenging. And I remember my first job in 1996. My first job is loading a trailer. They call it parcel force. So in parcel force, you will be loading trailers, you know, like the parcel. So you will load it into a truck. Then when you finish loading it, they'll bring another truck. Then you load it again. That is what you do. So if you want to do it for 12 hours, that's what you'll be doing, and you go for maybe 1 hour break. It was very, 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 very tough. I was close to raising up a flag of surrender and said, why did I come here? Why did I leave certainty for uncertainty? Because I wasn't doing too badly in Nigeria. But I really want to reinvent myself. I want to go back to school. And I was like, the vision I have, will this thing ever happen? So it was very, very challenging. Later on, I got another good job in the post office. And it is about, you know, you carry the 2 bags. In those days, you have to carry your bag and you go to those houses. It was very, very, very challenging. But the story has changed. Because that little boy who celebrated his 10th birthday at a bus garage, whose identity was stolen, is now a motivational speaker, a peak performance coach, a well-respected Nigerian, highly educated and award-winning Nigerian who has been invited by the royal family, I was recently voted as one of the 100 most outstanding Nigerians in the diaspora. And most importantly, is happily married to a goddess. That's my lovely wife, I call her goddess. In fact, we even won an award as one of the most romantic black couples in the UK. 3 years ago. But there's something I learned, and I started my leadership journey 3 years ago. Those are my core values. I started my leadership journey a few years ago by making sure that I have very good education, because I have a vision for my life. So I went back to university, I got a degree in business information system, I joined Toastmasters where I developed my public speaking skill. I went for a postgraduate certificate in further education. I did a master's in HR. I'm a chartered member of CIPD. I have an honorary doctorate. There is something about when Nigerians will like collecting certificates. So maybe I got that from
76.
Yes. So, and I've had a lot of leadership experience. When I became a board member, I was one of the few people holding a board appointment in UK. And when I was made a board member, I received a letter from the presidency of Nigeria congratulating me. That's from the presidency of Nigeria to congratulate me for being a positive role model in the community. And I was very, very happy to receive that letter. And during the Commonwealth meeting, the last year's Commonwealth meeting, I was invited by the royal family to meet with about 53 heads of state. I had dinner with them at the Buckingham Palace. So I'm I feel appreciated. But when I look at my story, where I was coming from, sometimes you feel that, will this be possible? And in 2012, I met a man, few months after the London riots. I met a man, Archbishop Desmond Tutu. He came to Croydon. And how many people know Desmond Tutu? Everybody. And when he came to Croydon, I asked him, how can we change the world? And he said to me, Dayo, do your little bit of good wherever you are. It is those little bits of good put together that overwhelm the world. And I started my charity in front of, I give mentorship to 1,000 Nigerians. Those are the people that offer mentorship to. I do a lot of training, developing people, visiting the homeless. I've been to United Nations. And one of the things that I do, sometimes I sleep rough to raise money for charity, and I've done so many things to raise money for charity. I've done the Fleet Marathon, I've done the London Marathon twice, I've done skydiving, I've done board walking. For my 50th birthday, I did the London to Brighton, 30 hours, to raise money for charity. And last year, I slept rough to raise money for homeless people. Thank you. So those are some of the things I've done. Feeding homeless people in Lagos. I have this test for you before we start. So that is the preamble. Which glass gets full first? Number 7. Okay? Say number 7. Do you all agree it's number 7? No. Okay, which one? Number 6. Do you agree? I want you to look at it again.
Number 5.
Number 6? Okay. So we are going to be eliminating it.
7.
Which one?
Number 7.
I think it's 7.
How many people agree? Should we delete number 7?
Yes.
Okay, which number should we agree on?
Number 5.
We will agree on the numbers you agree on. We will discuss that. Number what?
7.
Number 7. Okay. The water is coming from number 1. It gets to number 3. But there's a blockage somewhere there. Did you see that?
Yeah.
So, it's not going to get to number 7.
No.
So, we are deleting number 7. Which one again?
Number 6.
Number 6.
Number 4.
Okay, there's a blockage between 3 and 6. Did you see it? If you don't get this, you are going to pay a fine.
I will collect it.
Huh? at number 4. Let's look at number 4. It's coming from number 1. It gets to number 2.
It gets to 5.
There's no blockage.
There's lost also.
Number 4.
So number 5 is out. Now, why did I ask you to do this? I'm now going to give you another exercise to do. Can anybody, if you have pen, I want you to draw 9 dots and connect it without taking your pen off the paper. And I want you to do it in 1 minute. You'll be sitting down listening to people. I want you to do some work now. So, join up all the 9 dots using 4 straight lines without taking your pen off the paper. Okay? So, you have 9 dots. And I want you to join them together without taking your hand off the paper. The first person to do it will get a special prize from me, my book. You got the world. It was sent to 180 countries by Success University. Fantastic book. Mommy, are you sure you are going to get it? Let me see. Come. If you get it, I want you to come forward. Easy. Okay, son. Are you enjoying the session? Are you having fun? Okay. Where's your paper? So you are disqualified. Mommy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You are disqualified. Last person. Okay. So you even disqualify yourself. Now, it is about thinking outside the box. To rule the world, we need to think outside the box. And this is the answer. Can you see it? So starting from there. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is what we need to do to rule the world. To raise our game. To raise the bar of excellence as BME. Because it is a competitive world. Okay, what is this? Huh? Opportunity is nowhere. Okay. But we can also interpret it as opportunity is now here. So it is the same thing. It is the same principle. I met this man in 2002 and he changed the way I see things. I asked him, Sir Richard Branson, what is the secret of success? He said, Dayo, it is the ability to think and do things differently from the others. That is the key of the 21st century. Okay. And another person, Goldsmith, wrote a book. What got you here will not take you there. It is very, very important. Okay. I've got this banana for you. Is banana carbohydrate or protein? Carbohydrate. So we agree it's carbohydrate. Okay. That is what my speech is all about. So I'm going to shorten that carbohydrate to carbs. C-A-R-B-S. And where do we start from? We have this carbohydrate. And you want to write this down. So carbs, you will remember. The first thing is clarity. Second action, relationship, belief, and stickability. Are we together? If you feel like sleeping, let me know. Are you sleeping or you are enjoying it? Okay. And there is one thing. For us to be able to rule our world, to invent our world and make it happen, we must have clarity of vision. Where are you going? Because it is your vision that gives you direction. When I was loading that trailer, I know where I am going. That I want to be a key person of influence in the black community. I want to be one of the most influential people. queen is inviting 100 black people. I want to be one of them, and it has happened. I want to be sitting with mayors and decision makers. I want to be at the decision-making table. And this is very, very important. There's even a study that says that clarity accounts for 80% of our success in life. Brian Tracy. Because if you're not clear about where you are going, anywhere, any road will take you there. How many of you have been to Dubai? How did you find Dubai? Hot. But there is something. The leader has a clear vision about what he wants to do in that country. How can you build a city on a desert? Some of us would think that it is not possible. The place is hot. And he set a goal that is going to have 20 million visitors to Dubai, as at last year they've achieved 18 million. Just imagine. When you go to Dubai, you don't go out in the afternoon, you go out at night, because it is very hot. And it is the same thing with our future. In terms of ruling the world, our vision can be, we need to be on decision-making body. We need to be counselors. I was in Manchester speaking to the Nigerian community, and I asked them, how many of you are counselors? There is none. How do you explain that we have the highest number, the second highest number of Nigerian community outside London? There is nobody in the decision-making body. And that is the reason why I love to celebrate a woman, a beautiful woman that I have a lot of respect for. And I talk about her story, that her story should be a living example of where we need to be as black people. She has been able, in a church, in her community, she has 5 counselors in her community. Counselor Shadi Bright, stand up. Do you know what that means in terms of influence? Counselors determine your life, your planning, everything that you do. It is not MP, it is the counselors. That is where we need to be. Decision-making body. There is something, there's a proverb that says that you don't barb people's hair behind them. When you go to your barber, you can't be at home and go to your barber. You have to go there with your head, because the barber needs your head. We have to be at the decision-making table. I was a school governor, and it gives me joy. At the entrance of the school in 2002, my picture is at the entrance. And my daughter would say, that is my daddy. All my children, when I see people saying, oh, my son, nothing can scratch, nothing has ever scratched the body of any of my children. It is not possible. If you're just a parent and you call the head teacher, oh, can I talk to the head teacher? They will refer you. But when you're a school governor, can I just talk to the head teacher? Can you give me the next diary? Say, hang on a sec. They will connect you. It's available to see you now. You are the decision-making body. I am responsible for the performance management of the head teacher and the school. Nobody gets incremental salary without me signing it off. Influence. And that's where we need to be as black people. So it's about having a clear vision of where you are going, who you want to become. I'll be 55, next year I'll be 55. And my next vision is to be on the board of FUSI 150. Paid board, because I have a board member now in Southern Education. I am on the board of 107 schools. That is influence. We talk about clear vision, we talk about, so it's about, and you must be able to articulate your vision, your goal, where you are going. So it's about having a vision and having values. What are your values? If you want to work at Amazon now, they begin to ask, what are your values? Organizations are looking for people whose values are very, very close to their own values. They call it cultural fits. My master's is in HR, so I sit on a lot of interview panel. You may want to use this, I have it in my book, so you can duplicate it and have your own values. My values revolve around, I've shown it before, faith, family, faith. That's the cornerstone of what I do. Family, because I believe that private victory precedes public victory. If you are not successful at home, all your successes outside is zero. That's what I represent. Fitness. When I wake up in the morning, I have to be fit. If I'm not fit, I can't be useful to nobody. In fact, I will not be invited to this gathering. So fitness is important to me. Friendship is very, very important to me. I'm going to talk about that shortly. Building relationship is very, very important to me. Then, fulfilling my purpose. Fulfilling what I'm in this world for. And what is my purpose? My purpose is to inspire, influence, and impact. And that's what I do on a daily basis. So I live my values. How do you live your values? When I get to meetings, I say, these are my values. I'm respected for that. So I even have a face value, a professional value. It is fairness, adaptability, creativity, and excellence. If you want to raise your game in an organization, you have to link your values with the values of the organizations. That is the future. That is the way you rule the world. Am I making sense?
Yes,
See?
sir.
My mandate is to inspire, influence, and impact. It's my value, that's my mandate. That is what I set out to do. That's my calling. Those are my 5 pillars. Talk about it. This man said something. He said, I kept 6 honest men. So, what do you want from life? Why do you want it? Where are you? When do you want it? And who will help you to get there? I'll talk about the who. So, who wants a banana? Okay. So we'll talk about A. The next thing in our, what's the next thing in the car? So I'll know whether you are following me. A professor, Professor David McClellan, did a research, 25 years. He said the people you associate with, the people you move with, the people who are your friends will likely determine your success and failure in life. That if you are not careful, you begin to think like them, you begin to talk like them. They said you have to be very, very careful of your association. That is relationship. You have to build the right relationship. The relationship that will take you to the next level. You have to cultivate it. That is the future. We are now moving into relationship economy, where people will do business with you because they know you. They know the value. And also, we are not paid by the time we bring to the marketplace. We get paid by the value we bring to the marketplace. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Any question? So, guys, you are going to pay a fine because you've confused me. You said in the car is R. It is not R. It is A. These people, what do they have in common? Can you see them? What do they have in common?
Successful.
They are successful. You know what? What they all have in common is action. They've done something. Because before you can be successful, you have to do something. We celebrate people because of what they've done. I have another question for you. It's action. How many of you believe that knowledge is power? Can I see by show of hand? Okay. Dorchester, my friends in Dorchester, I will share a story with you. The story in Doncaster. I will share a story with you. The last time I was in Lagos, on the traffic, I saw a man. This man was selling books. And he asked me to buy a book. How to be 20 ways to become a millionaire. You can invest in stock, you can do this, you can do that, and it's like an elevator pitch. He has to sell to me in about 2 minutes because of traffic. And I asked myself, if this man has taken it upon himself to take action on some of the things he's talking about, will he be selling in the sun in Lagos on the street? Is it possible? So, I want you to take it from me today. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge is a potential power. Applied action. applied knowledge is power. When Francis Bacon came up with those concepts in the 15th century, things have gone past that. Now, you can acquire knowledge by sitting in your house, by going on YouTube. There are so many things you can do. But if you don't practice those things, they will be meaningless. So, applied knowledge is power. Knowledge followed by regular action is the power. Because action is the great separator. Action is what separates the go-getters from the mere dreamers, the winners from the quitters, and the doers from the dreamers. Some people talk, they don't do nothing. Do you know the number of people who are planning to do a seminar like this, they've not been able to put it together? And what stops people from taking action? Fear. Fear of failure, fear of ridicule, fear of what people will say. And one of my mentors said, fear is false evidence appearing real. When I was going to do skydiving, I gave my wife my bank details and everything. And she didn't like it. I'm going to do skydiving. Because what does skydiving connote? So what I did was that in case anything happened to me, I got somebody to record when I'm jumping from the plane. So that they will record, you know what I'm talking about. If anything happened, I said, just record it and send it to my wife. I got there, this is fair. Because I was thinking of those things that would happen. I was supposed to do it the following day. The first day I arrived, when I called my wife, I have done it. She passed out on the phone. She said, what did you say? For about 2 minutes, I called her Goddess. I said, Goddess, are you there? Huh? What did you just say? You've done it. I'm going back home. Fear is one of the things that will stop us from fulfilling our potential, from ruling the world. What will people say? Fear of public speaking, fear of rejection, fear of ridicule. It is the same fear that affects so many of us from fulfilling our potential. And what kills fear? When I was going to public speaking, I joined Toastmasters to develop my public speaking skills. And somebody once said to me then, he said, Dayo, you can never be successful as a public speaker. And I said to this person, I may think with an accent. He said, because of my accent. And I said, I may think with an accent, but I do not process. I may speak with an accent, but I do not think with an accent. And I do not process information with an accent. And today I am one of the most successful black speakers in the world. My CD has been sent to 180 countries by Success University. According to Henry Ford, he said, you build your credibility based on what you have done, not what you haven't done. That's what Henry Ford said. And that's why we need to build our credibility. And I remember these quotes. Just take a pause and just look at these quotes, whether you remember. How many of you have seen this quote before? They normally credit Nelson Mandela with this quote. And she said, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. Does that make sense? And somebody, this is what the founder of Facebook said. And this is the way I will interpret it. An ineffective plan executed today is better than a perfect plan delayed till tomorrow. So it's about taking action. It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't need to be great to start. But you have to start before you can be great. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Are you following me?
Yeah.
Okay. So, we know that we have to take action. And I'm going to give you a strategy. Because it is those things that you do on a daily basis. I call it savers. That's what I'm going to share with you last. What do you do tomorrow after saying all of this? You know, we've talked about relationship. That's R. So I have 2 more to go. Now, let's just do a quick exercise. For an entrepreneur who wants to start a business, what kind of network or relationship do you think that they need? That's my wife, me and my wife doing our first marathon and all of that. I've talked about that. Because the first thing we did was that we did the 5 kilometers, followed by 10 kilometers. Then half marathon before we finish the London marathon with a smile on our face.